Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University. And what if, with magic, what if magic became the Sorcerer Supreme? Oh man, that's just freaking awesome. Okay, so I opened up this book and I thought it was going to be something different until I read it. I'm like, oh, not cool. If you guys remember, I think it was the New Avengers. There was a search for a new Sorcerer Supreme because Doctor Strange was no longer worthy. So Doctor Voodoo wanted to becoming the new Sorcerer Supreme, but they well until they got killed, and then Doctor Strange got his title back. But they did consider many people, including Ilyana, and I thought that's where they were going to go. I thought that's where they were going to go with this, and I was very disappointed when it turns out that they didn't. But then I actually read the comic book, and I'm actually very happy with the way it went. So it's excuse me, when a comic book turns out to be good, even though it went in a completely different direction what you were expected, a little bit extra something special there, man. A little extra spice to it. Anyway, let's get into who made this book. So, writer Leah Williams, artist Felipe Andrade, colors Chris O'Halloran, and letterer VC's Clayton Cowles. Cover art by Jeff DeCal, and cover art for the variant is John Taylor Christopher. Okay, so basically, this is Ilyana. She just couldn't deal with hanging out with the New Mutants. If you remember, in the early issues of the New Mutants, she didn't really do well. She didn't play well with others. You know what I'm saying? The only person who's actually cool with her was Mirage, Danny Moonstar. And even her, it's like, dude, I'm telling you all these things about me and you're not telling me anything about yourself. What's going on? And actually, maybe it was vice versa. Doesn't actually matter, though, does it? The fact of the matter is, I'm pretty sure it was the way that I originally described it. She just couldn't do it. All right. So the tweak could have simply been Danny Moonstar simply wasn't very forthcoming with her, or Danny Moonstar was always assigned to something else while she was assigned to that. It could have been anything. But she decides, Magik, Ilyana Rasputin, decides she's going to go and hit the road. And all down the highway, she's only 16, and there are a lot of perverts out there. And hey, as a former truck driver, I can honestly assure you, one, I never picked up a hitchhiker. Two, nah, man, not every truck driver is a pervert. Like, come on, that's ridiculous. That's profiling. But I don't think that's where this was going at all. So yeah, she's beating up on truck drivers all over the place because just turns out that some people are just perverts. Happened to have been a bad day for truck drivers that day. All the bad ones are out. So she comes across Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange's like, hey man, what's up? Listen, here's the deal. I can't have you wander around like this because you got way too much dark evil magic in you. And he like investigates her and everything. And like the entire time I'm thinking at some point Strange is going to get punked out. I'm like, Ilyana's going to wind up punking him out at some point, and that's ridiculous because this person doesn't know how to use like Leah Williams doesn't know how to write Doctor Strange. I know it. I just know it. I sat here through this entire comic book, and I don't know why. I swear to God, I don't know why. I just felt that this was going in a direction that I didn't want to go, or this was going to be started off at a different point than I would have wanted it to start off at. In my head canon, I was thinking, honestly, no. It should have started from that. I think it was New Avengers issue where she suddenly becomes the Sorcerer Supreme. That's where it should have started off with, because that would be an amazing story. This wasn't nearly as epic as that could have been. It didn't have to be. It was cool, But I just kept on thinking she's going to punk out Doctor Strange at some point. And then all of a sudden something else happens. And I'm thinking, aha, that's where he gets punked out. He's about to get his head cut off. Now, this was a really good What If comic book. Mind you, it wasn't as what if as most other What If comic books, as the original What If comic books were. There is no single breaking point here. There is no thing where we can see the exact moment. Remember, the Watcher used to always sit there and guide us, and he would be like the heck was his name? Not Cy Sperling. What the heck was the name of that one dude from the Twilight Zone? Somebody in the comments, please. I'll read it, and I'll thank you. The first person I see, I'll thank you. After that, you just get a heart. That's it. So no prize and a thank you for the person who says it first. Yeah, oh, no, never mind. Rod Sterling. So don't need your help after all, alumni. We good here. So, yeah, Rod Sterling, he would, the Watcher, Uatu, would take the place of Rod Sterling in this case. And, like, yeah, but what if this happened? It'd be a long, fluffy language to get there, but what if this one thing was, instead of like this, was like this? And that's how we start off our what if comic books. That didn't happen here. So it is obviously a new generation for the comic books. It is what it is. I'm okay with that. So for me, it was clearly a what if comic book, but it just didn't have that one spark in the beginning where I know exactly where the change is and why. So yeah, that, I don't know. It was kind of a hard one to get into, but some of them have been fairly superfluitous. All right, and in that particular regard, I can't believe I just used that as a freaking adjective, but adverb. Can't believe I just used it as an adverb. But the idea is that I've seen like the what if Wolverine became the Lord of the Vampires. Oh, his healing factor didn't protect him. Well, why not? It did in the other story. Yeah, but in this one it didn't. But why not? Because in this one it didn't. Okay. So, it is what it is. So that's kind of what this one was. So I just, eh. I almost feel like I'm really trying to find a way to complain about this comic book, but I simply can't. I can't. This was too good. And just to give you an idea, when I got to the final panel of this comic book, 2 panels away, I could see exactly where it was going. And I don't know, I started to get choked up. But, it wasn't quite that much, but I did smile. Like, visibly. I had a very visible smile on my face. I'm just like, and I got down to the panel like, all right, damn it, that was good. And this was a really good comic book. I can't not recommend this comic book. This was really good. Anyway, guys, that's going to be it from me. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.